Republican Senator John Kennedy, who sits on the Senate Judiciary Committee. Senator, great to have you on this Friday morning. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Could you respond to what you just heard from Devin Nunes, and what questions do you have?
I just want the facts, and I think Bill Barr will get them. I listened to his testimony very, very carefully, Sandra. He said, look, there may have been, he said there was spying, and I think there was. Now, I might have used another word, maybe investigation, surveillance, but clearly there were people at the FBI who surveilled, investigated both the Trump campaign and the Clinton campaign.
Just stop there. Is there a difference? What's the difference between spying and surveillance in your mind?
None. I think, look, Bill, it's a great question. You've got two groups of my Democratic friends here. You've got one group that say, okay, Mueller called it like he saw it. I accept it. I would like to see the report to see how he reached his conclusions. But you've got another group of my friends on the Democratic side who are wholly dishonest. They say, we hate the Mueller result. We thought Mueller was one of us. We didn't know he was going to be fair. And now we're going to attack the process, including but not limited to Bill Barr. When Bill Barr issued a summary, you would have thought, according to some of my Democratic friends, it was the second coming of the apocalypse. Oh, he issued a summary. What do you think would have happened if he hadn't issued a summary? And now they're saying he's in bad faith and he shouldn't take a look at how these investigations started. It is clear to me that there were a handful of people at the FBI and maybe Justice who acted on their political beliefs in 2016. I think some of them put their thumb on the scale against Trump. I think some might have put their thumb on the scale against Clinton. I don't know. I just know that they need to be gone. All I want from those people is a way. They're not supposed to act on their political beliefs. And they don't need a hug and a cup of hot cocoa and be told don't do it again. They need to be fired and, if necessary, prosecuted. They have hurt the FBI. The FBI is the premier law enforcement agency in all of human history. 99% of the men and women there play it straight up. But you had a handful of bubbleheads that decided they were smarter and more virtuous than the American people, and they were going to try to influence the election. And by God, I want Bill Barr to find out who they are, if they exist. We know some are gone.
Well,
Lisa Page, Peter Strzok, James Comey, and others are gone, but there may be some left.
Well, you want that, Senator, but we're hearing from some of your Democratic colleagues. They're calling into question the credibility of the Attorney General William Barr in the wake of the release of this report.
Here's my advice for my friends on the Democratic side who are in bad faith. Number one, leave Bill Barr alone. Let him do his job. We'll have the report next week, the redacted report. If every third word is redacted and you can't make any sense out of it, I'll join them raising fresh hell. But that's not going to happen. Number one, I think Bill Barr is straight up. Number two, as I've said yesterday, he's not a moron. He knows if he does that, he'll be heavily criticized by both Democrats and Republicans, and I don't think he'll do it. And my final bit of advice to my Democratic friends is, look, never corner somebody meaner than you. My advice to you, and I'm not saying Bill Barr is an unfair guy. I'm just saying leave him alone, okay? Let him do his job. He hasn't bitten back yet, but I wouldn't want to corner him. I don't think he'll bite back in an unfair way. I'm not saying that. But he's being used as a punching bag for something that he didn't do. We haven't even seen his redactions yet. And as I alluded to earlier, already my Democratic friends, some of them are saying it's another sign of the apocalypse. Western civilization is going to end. We haven't even seen it yet.
Senator, I want to move to immigration. Are you staying in Washington this weekend, or are you going back to Louisiana?
I'm leaving town tomorrow.
Okay, the reason I ask is, do you have a guess on when we're going to see the Mueller report? Is it over the weekend? Is it later today? Is it Monday?
It could be, but my guess is if I had to, and I don't have any basis to send this bill, Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. Barr is sitting down with with Mr. Mueller and a lot of the Mueller folks, and they're being careful to make sure that it's all classified information and grand jury testimony is deleted.
Okay.
And it needs to be deleted.
Yeah,
do you really think Congress wouldn't leak it? I mean, they'd leak that stuff in a heartbeat.
Well, you know, the other day we had this conversation. Remember the Brett Kavanaugh hearing when they went in the SCIF, that secure area beneath the Capitol?
Yeah.
Some of that stuff leaked.
Yeah, and look, some of my Democratic colleagues say, well, don't show it to the American people, but show it to us, unredacted. You can trust us. Look, this place leaks like the Titanic. It would leak at warp speed, and it would impact other investigations. It would violate federal law in terms of releasing grand jury testimony, and Bill Barr's doing what the law says he is supposed to do.
On immigration,
and frankly, so is Mueller.
I just want to squeeze this in. Mitch McConnell calls for bipartisan U.S. immigration legislation. That's a big lift. Is Congress ready for this?
Well, there's only one way to find out. I would like to see us do something. You know, doing nothing is hard. You never know when you're finished. And I've been very disappointed that Congress hadn't done more. Look, here's what we ought to start with. Next week or week after, whenever we get back, I'd like to see Speaker McConnell put an asylum bill on the floor. Let's try to change our asylum laws, design them so they look like somebody designed them on purpose. Let senators be senators. Let them. I don't care what bill he puts on the floor, but let people debate it, offer amendments. The asylum laws are broken. The president is right. We're not going to fix the illegal immigration, which is at a crisis, as the mainstream media has finally admitted. We're not going to fix it till we fix our asylum laws.
Senator Kennedy, if I could just ask you, and just to go back to the Mueller report, because this could happen at any day now. I hear you're going back to Louisiana this weekend. Are any of your colleagues going to stick around for the potential release of this report early next week?
I don't know, but they'll be available. I can't wait to see it. And I meant what I said. If I'm wrong about the Attorney General, I don't think I am, and it's so redacted that it makes no sense, I'll have plenty to say. But I don't think Bill Barr will do that. He will not do that.
Thank you, Senator. You keep the bubbleheads in line, will you? Come back in.
Full-time job up here. Some people might think I'm a bubblehead. That's okay. This is America. You can believe what you want.
We appreciate you, Senator. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.